We're fine. So there's gonna be like a little sexy twist to everything I do because that's the power that we walk in. I'm at the bar now, everybody trying to talk to me. Gia this, Gia that, but bitches get away from me. It's my time, which one of y'all want it? Here's my advice, y'all bitches better get in line. Yeah, I'm the character. Get some feistiness. I'm a feisty girl. I'm a tough cookie. I'm a Banjee girl. I'm from the Bronx. Like, I have a lot of sass. I have a lot of attitude. I live in the hood. I don't think that sometimes those spaces really have a sound that engages all of those elements, right? I wanted to create something that people could like be on the dance floor in the big rooms dancing to, but also have my vibe and really feel the beat as well. So all of the music that I have has that element to it.
How much of like the ball scene is involved in the music?
Well, I do have a ball track, like a particular track, an ode to ballroom and ode to my experience in ballroom coming out. I would say that, like, in terms of like my music, I think about like commentating, I think about chanting, like that's like my first experience with like, you know, like hanging out with my friends and like, you know, Jack and Selvin, like MC Deborah, also known as MC Deborah, like they have like these little chants, so we would be repeating their chants, and then we'll also be remixing them. So it's like, you know, if I knew this back then never would have started the trend. Like that's not how they say it, but from that, like I think I've learned to like create a song from that. So I've been taking like that freestyle in the booth and really creating like some clever things from like my own personal experience. Like it's about a lot of confidence. It's a lot about showing up, being in the room, owning it. I get a lot of attention. I'm physically very appealing. So I just want to show that. And I think that a lot of times when you have Black women who are tall, who are plus size, like in a public space, the narrative about us is not always a beauty narrative. And I am owning that narrative because a lot of us have that experience, right? A lot of my girlfriends are big and Black and beautiful, and we live that. But when you see advertisements and you see music videos, you don't see us in the forefront of those conversations. So I'm putting myself out there.
You're all the way out there in just
Yeah.
the beginning. Like, I think of you as this energy, and you know, I'm a fan, you know, and the fact that you're here, I think is thank you again. I love you too, seriously, Gia.
Yeah.
You are Gia Love.
Yes,
You
Gia
are,
Love.
you are energy wrapped in, I would say, politics, motivation, beauty, and awareness.
I give it all.
You do.
I give it all. And like, it's like, I think like my first song that I have is called The Character. And I made that song because I think that I show up in a very particular way in community, right? I think a lot of people love me, some people don't love me, and that is okay. Like, I feel like we're all nuanced individuals. We all like battle with things, and like some people are gonna love us and some people are gonna be turned off by us. But I feel like I offer a very particular character, one that is very, like, that is based in integrity and consistent, and I show up, not just when it looks good, I show up when it doesn't as well. I was in the march in DC walking for a free Palestine and for liberation for Palestinian people. Particularly, I wanted my voice to be heard with respect to like the queer people that are in those spaces. I remember growing up and thinking about certain countries and stuff, and because of the politics of that country or the stigma around like the religious affiliation with the country, I would think that queer people don't exist there. And I know that that is not true. And I really wanted to go and be a present in the march because I wanted like trans people particularly, like I was holding the trans flag walking down the street and I was with people holding the queer LGBTQ flag, and I wanted us to be, to when they talk about this rally in history and when they see imagery of it, you will know. I can't just say I was there, you would see that we were there.
I don't need Black Trans Lives Matter as a slogan just for the moment. I need it to be in action, in policy, in breaking down the systemic racism and transphobia that permeates our society and all spaces that exist.
We were in solidarity. We know what it's like to be ostracized. We know what it's like to be excluded. We know what it's like to be abused. We know what it's like to be tortured. A lot of us live in the United States and experience that every day. So my character is like, you know, I have to advocate for myself. In the movie Kiki that I was in, I say self-advocacy is all I have, right? But I also have an obligation to extend that to other people. I had to be big and bad in order to not be bullied because I was so feminine.
But more than anything, I love.
It may look fun sometimes, like the celebration of Black Trans Women Cookout, right? But it also may look a little like I'm not playing with you
It's
either.
serious business.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I have had some business
Yeah,
meetings.
I mean business.
Yeah,
But I mean business. You know, like, right, we've had business meetings, like we've talked about support and like, just like and you know, I just want to say this. I use like, you know, I have a gift, and the gift I have is like, people see this energy that you describe, and people want to meet with me, people want to kiki with me. But my mission in meeting with those people, bringing those people into my world, getting the support that we need in our community. A lot of times people are ushered into the movement of Black trans liberation, if you will, because of this energy they feel for me. And I'm glad to be an ambassador in that way.
I think that you deliver so much of yourself within these spaces, and it looks like a fun adventure to hang out with Gia, but at the same time, it's an educational one, right?
Because you just never know what's gonna happen, right? We could be walking down the street and a chick could say something to me, and I will go off because I don't take no shit.
Exactly. Then also, I go to your birthday party thinking I'm just going to go there, and then it's all about feeding the community and everything. And of course, there's this community outreach, there's discussions, and there's food and everything, and there's a kiki and there's all that.
And then the next day we did a party at Happy Fun, and I was the turn up, and like all the fabulous New York City girls were inside the place, and all the girls were inside the place, and you know, we had a great time.
Like I said, as a fan, I'm going like to YouTube or Instagram or TikTok and seeing you just show up places. And I've seen those rooms explode with energy. What does that feel like?
You know, I've always had that energy. I remember being a kid, like a teenager, and I did policy debate, and I did it competitive, and I did it on a national level. And I would like go to like tournaments at Harvard, and like we walk in and people would look at us. And they were looking at us for probably different reasons, but that is the reason why people explode when they see us in this space, right? I realized I was able to hone in on my power, right? So those reasons, like it was like a very elitist, preppy environment. These Black urban kids are coming in, but also that one is nothing to be played with on that in the argument. In the lane of the argument. So we're looking like, oh, she's here today. And you know, that's the power I bring when I come into any room. So I think that people feel it. Like, you know, Gia's outside, Gia's here, and you know what you're gonna get, because I don't give surprises. It's like what you see is what you get, and I'm gonna give it to you.
I think of oftentimes kind of like an energy, an intangible energy that's passed through generations. Do you feel this connection? The people you've never met before?
I think that I do a work, and I feel like we've all done a work, but the work is just being myself. Like I haven't really been the most intentional about the way I show up. It's not planned. I'm just being me.
It's just energy.
People love it, right? Like, and I'm not going into the space looking for people to like react to me in a certain way. It's gonna happen.
Is it ever exhausting?
Yes, it's been exhausting, especially like as I've gone through things, and like, you know, I'm looking for people to be like, oh, instead of like, oh, Gia, this, like, you're doing great. It's like, no, I'm actually miserable.
With really strong people, I think people don't realize that they can have hurt feelings.
Yeah, like hurt feelings, like we go through things. And I'm very public and open about everything I go through. I'm not ashamed. Like, you know, I have my shame, like we all do, but like, I'm also the friend that will be like, I was coming home from the train and I peed on myself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I will really go, like, cause that's my reality and it happened, right? So with me being so open sometimes, like, I think that people like I don't know. I just like, on my social media, like if I go through something, I say it, right? So I've been through things and like with respect to the community, I talk about it and like, whether it's things that, people would not think someone like me will go through, it's my reality. So I'm gonna share it. Just because you think I'm too fabulous to go through that, that's
What you're
something
strong,
that's something you're gonna have to deal with.
Or if I can beat someone's ass or do whatever, that doesn't mean that my heart doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Oh my God, it hurts every time. Because you know what? When I grew up, I literally was like a punk. Like I was a punk, believe it or not. I was literally a punk. And this boy used to spit on me every day and I would never do anything. And then my brother trained me literally to be the person that I am today. And it was a blessing and a curse in the sense that I should have had the space to be who I was. And but because of that, like I just don't take any nonsense. And I always stand up for myself. And sometimes it gets me into trouble. But I'm proud that I stand up for myself every time. And I think that people look at me, they may not say it, but they're like, right on, and I wish I could do the same thing. You could fight?
No, I'm a boy from the suburbs.
Okay. See, all right, so good. So I got your back, baby. I got your back. Let mama handle it. Let mama handle it.
I'm taking lots of boxing classes.
Okay.
I've never actually.
But sometimes mama gotta do it.
All right.
Sometimes mama gotta do it. What?
You can fight.
Yeah, I could fight. I have to fight. Oh my God, being like young queer in the inner city.
Yeah.
Every young queer person know how to fight in the inner city.
I think sometimes when you continue to grow, and you don't need advice from me or anything, but like you learn judiciously how to use that power. Like I used to be a very shy, feminine young man, little boy, and then when I got to be a grown man, I used that strength in ways that I think were meaner to people than I probably should have been, or reacted too hard to people that I thought they were hurting my feelings. I said something really, and I realized as a more mature person that hey, you don't have to go 10 on people. You can go 4 or say something in a way because maybe they're not even realizing. Some people do believe me. Don't.
Yeah, I like to hold people accountable because when I walk in a room because I'm a black trans woman, I have to think about a lot.
Yes.
And if I have to think about a lot, when you're approaching me and you're engaging me, you better be thinking about a lot too.
Where's quiet Gia? Where's introverted Gia in all this?
She is there, but I also can snap out of it, right? So it's like when Gia is quiet and then like, you have like a person on the train staring at you, I'm like, what's up? How you doing? You want to talk? Like
You put yourself out there. This I'm not a model.
Yeah.
Discussion right now. Where are you at right now with that?
Yeah, so it started with Boycott Neon Co. And Neon Co. is this company that provides models with resources. And the idea is that they provide models who don't have access. However, they intentionally discriminate against certain type of models in the approval process. And the But I Am Not a Model came from me having a extensive modeling resume in the past 4 years, because I've been modeling for 4 years, and me just posting pictures like and tagging them like, but I am not a model. So if I worked with Tommy Hilfiger, if I worked with Calvin Klein, if I worked with Jean Paul Gaultier, if I worked with Nike, etc. Those are just like some the clients I worked with, but I am not a model. So it's just like me taking my power back, like I said, like the way I exist in this world is like oftentimes in conflict with the way people think, and like I'm just gonna tell you who I am, right? Every day people tell me I'm not a woman, right? So that's something I've been going through for my entire life. But I also have to now like tell you like that I am a model because I'm a black trans woman, and like y'all don't want us meeting with your clients. Because I did an episode on But I'm Not a Model because I've been doing YouTube chats with models and creators, let's talking about struggle and emphasizing on our success. Because I think that's important, like to focus on the success, but talk about the struggle. And a lot of them have experiences with this app called Neon Co, where they're like, they denied me. And like, these are models of color, these are models who are queer, these are models who are trans. So there's, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Not only that, I think it just underlines like a capitalist Western idea of beauty and standards. Like you don't have to walk first coming out. I mean, the world's changed. So you don't have to walk the first person coming out on a Prada fashion show then to be considered a model.
Yeah, but the thing is that like no, like some of the models that have been denied have been a part of Prada, I've worked with luxury brands before. It's not that. It is literally, you know, because they partner with companies. So I think that they decide who's appealing to these companies, even if you're a model. So they try to create these like elitist standards. Like you have to be signed to certain agencies. You have to do this, do that. And then they lie to you. And then they tell you that we're going to add influencers on. Then they try to reduce you to an influencer on later. It's like, I'm not an influencer. I don't make get ready with me now videos. I post my work as a model. I've been on the cover of a magazine as a model.
Right.
So how am I not a model? So I will be the anti-model. I'm used to people telling me I am not what I say I am. So I just speak out because, and this is where we are, I speak out because, you know, they provide resources that models need. And like one, it discourages models who already have a hard time in the industry. Two, when a black trans woman that's a model who probably already is on the margins and is experiencing close proximity to hunger, homelessness, because that's what the data says. We are also being denied a meal because Neon Code is telling me I'm not a model when I'm a signed model in 2 markets and I work. And honestly, I am one of the top black trans plus size models in the world. There's something there.
There's something there.
Yeah.
You know,
and also my sister, Yari Jones, who is also a black trans plus size model, super, has also been denied from that act. So there's fire there. And I want people to speak out because the thing is that, you know, we deserve to be represented, we deserve to be seen, and like we have power. And I will use my voice and I will inspire people to use their voice. So I'm just gonna keep running it up. I'm gonna run it up, Neon Code. We're gonna boycott you. We're gonna run it up. And we're gonna let the people think it's like the most press Neon Code has ever gotten has been boycott Neon Code.
exactly, and it's actually
So people know you because of me and a boycott over you. So continue to do your work and continue to be bigots and do it. But I will continue to tell people to boycott Neon Code.
Do you feel beautiful?
I do feel beautiful today. I'm beautiful
you say
today.
today.
No. Today I went through a lot. Oh my God, 2023 was so bad for me. So like today I feel amazing. I'm sober. You know.
What's that like for you now?
Fabulous.
What do you notice sober that you didn't notice before?
Not as reactionary.
Okay, all right.
I don't give people 100. I give them probably 50.
Okay.
I calculate a little more, so I like to think, I like to absorb things and like think about how I want to respond before just responding. I'm like remembering people's names. I'm like looking in your eyes rather than worried about what's going over there. You know what I mean? Like I'm really in the moment.
Good luck with the names.
Yeah, I'm into, you know, cause I'm a very personable person, and also like you said, like people know who I am, and I hate when I don't remember someone. I don't like that. Personally, I want to remember the people I meet because people I meet remember me. However, I'm sure I'm giving myself grace because not everybody's me. So I know that, and like, but you know, it's like I hate when I have a moment with someone and then they're like, "You don't remember me?" I'm like, "Oh my God, I feel so bad."
But I think it's also impact. You know, you think about Kiki.
Yes.
It was a few years ago.
Yes.
And there's people you have never met.
Yes.
Who you've changed their life. Who've
Yes.
seen it, and they're in wherever in the world, Omaha, Nebraska, you know, Turkey.
Literally.
And they are like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And they've seen that. And that's interesting. And that's great.
Yeah. And like they remember me. And even when I post on like, so the thing is like I did the Kiki film, right? And I didn't really seize the opportunity of like getting a platform from that. Like I literally just went on with my life. Like I just lived my life. I didn't like go into anything because of that. Like I could have in that moment, but I didn't.
This is just the beginning?
Yeah, this is just the beginning. I'm not playing with nobody.
Your force of nature, it's energy, and it's energy and timing and everything is to click.
Yeah, it's something,
It's something, the world wasn't ready at the time of the release of Kiki. Now
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
the world,
It's
Demi,
perfect.
everyone's here at the moment.
Tamala Man said, change me, oh God, make me more like you. And I literally, when I was in like in depression and like really going through a lot, I would pray for that change. And like I would be so emotional during that part of that song. But during the bridge, she says, a wonderful change has come over me. Well, has come all over me. I feel that. Like I literally feel that. Like even like, you know, like me sitting out on parties, I be like more low key these days. Like, you know, I still go out. I still like be out with my friends. I still do the thing that I need to do to put myself out there. But I'm also a lot more reserved in the past few months because I just made a lot of big changes in my life because I knew those changes were necessary.
And I see that you are you're fantastic, and you really have it and everything. I really feel like emotional like talking to you, and I feel like if we have more of you in this generation coming up, the kids are gonna be, you know, all right.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm looking forward to releasing the music. I'm looking forward to people experiencing like the different sides of me. You can experience the rah-rah side, you can experience the intellectual side, you can experience the loving side. We are very nuanced people, and I am happy to be in community with everyone and experience the world. So I'm looking forward to all my endeavors, and I just can't wait to like just experience life with people in like a full way, right? Not in the insecure way, not in the way of me feeling like being trampled on, having to kowtow to people, in the way where I'm just being Gia, and that's that, you know.
So
You can't take me out of character because I am the character. That is my line for 2024.
And I'm gonna ask for your hand.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, darling.
I love you.
I love you too. This was great. This was a great chat.
I really like that talk. I got up all night.
He's the key. I love you.
Thank you so much.
This is nice.
Now everybody try